Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a few weeks, but I had a pretty busy past couple weeks with spring break, and then as you can see by the title of this video, I had a little road trip. I was actually in South Carolina, but for about 6 days or so. I was up in Rock Hill, and I was real close to the North Carolina border. So I decided I had about 5 or 6 hours to kill one day, and I decided to see what record stores were kind of close to me. And Noble Records was actually about 40 minutes away, so I decided to go up there, and then I checked out another record store pretty close to that. So Noble Records has a good YouTube channel here, so I kind of watch him. He pretty much he knows a lot of stuff, buys big collections. He owns a record store, and he knows a lot about stuff about psych, classic rock, jazz, all that kind of stuff. So I want to stop by and kind of see his store, see if he had any Beatles or Beatles related items that I could pick up. So Dylan, who's the owner, wasn't there at the record store. I think he was actually purchasing a big collection while I was there. But I did find some stuff, and I'll go through them now. And in the new arrival section at his store, I found the Beatles' second album, and this one is a 1968 pressing with the subsidiary rim text. So it's a nice variation to find for the Beatles, and that was the only really Beatles album in the new arrival section. They had a section kind of the used rock um, area under Beatles, of course, but everything there was kind of stuff I already have. I think there was about 5 or 7 records or so. So then I checked the solo spots, I guess you can say, and I picked up a couple John Lennon reissues. So I got John Lennon rock and roll music, and this is on the Green Capital label. This came out, I believe, in 1980. Yep, 1980. Jacksonville Press here, and for these records, I have a little tape on here or a little writing on it. It came from a collection he purchased from the Voice of America radio station, so that was kind of interesting. He has a couple videos and kind of pretty much a big long series of dealing of acquiring that whole collection. It seems like so. I thought it was pretty cool. And as I kind of just showed a little bit, we got Live Peace in Toronto, and this is on the Purple Capital label, and this was from 1982, so Winchester Pressing. So a couple reissues from John there, and then the last thing I got, it's actually a George record, and this is an upgrade. I usually don't see the box in too great a shape, and the box I had in my collection was really beat up. But this is a concert for Bangladesh. As you can see, the box, no real. Usually, you kind of see it smashed, but it's pretty nice, and all the records are really good shape. It didn't have the booklet inside, but luckily the copy I did have had the booklet, so I put that in there, and I'll probably sell off the other one, try to get a little money back to pay for this one. So that was all for Noble Records, and had a couple more. Probably had about another hour to kill in the area, so I looked up see if there's any other record stores in the area, and I believe it was called Mad Jack's Records, was about 5 minutes away or so, and it was kind of half record store, half comic book store, half kind of collectible store. But there was actually a lot of decent record there, a pretty good record selection there. Again, there's kind of like a new arrival section, and there's kind of like other stuff, used records in alphabetical order. So I went through the new arrival section, and there was actually a help from New Zealand, which I would have bought right away if it was a first pressing. Unfortunately, it was on the Apple label from 1973, so it was a little bit too random. It was pretty much between that record and the record I eventually picked up, and the record I picked up was more kind of more what I was going for to completing some series and sets that I got in my spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the New Zealand one was just um, a little bit too weird in terms of kind of random uh, for the collection right now. But again, if it was a first pressing on the light blue Parlophone label, I would have bought that in a heartbeat. But that record and this record I'm about to show were pretty much the same price, and I kind of controlled myself. We're like, all right, let's just stick with this one. I can live with it. All right, and what is it? None other than another Sergeant Pepper here, and this is a 1995 copy, and this is still sealed. Still got some barcodes on it, but I'm gonna open it because I'm eventually gonna play it. So I'm gonna do a little seal to reveal here, and let me lock in here and get this open for you. So this should be, if I recall, on a purplish capital label. All right, let's see what we got here. There's the record, and I believe it does come with the cutout. Yep. See if there's anything else in there. So it is a gatefold. I'm gonna leave it in the shrink for right now, but there's the hype sticker, and there's the back again with the Apple and Parlophone and Capital credits on it. And this is a crispy, kind of glossy cutout. The green is a little bit lighter than all the colors seem a little bit faded on this one compared to the original ones. And I was correct. It is on the purple Capital Parlophone Apple label. And a whole bunch of matrix numbers on this one. And writing on it, it seems like. But I believe this one, yeah, 1995. And that is what a brand new record looks like from, I guess, 30 years ago now. So that was a good find. And slowly but surely, I'm kind of creeping up on almost completing a full set of Sergeant Pepper's for U.S. releases. That is, um, because there's not too many other reissues I have. I got a good bit of Sergeant Pepper's in the collection. I think I'm almost pushing 30 copies now total, and a good bit of them are U.S. pressings. So that's kind of my little record road trip finds there. Um, Hopefully to have this out before Record Store Day. I will be planning on getting a good bit of stuff for Record Store Day. I plan on getting the John Lennon EP. I did not get one. I saw other YouTubers get one, so that was pretty cool to see. And 3,000 copies of that, I believe. So I don't think it should be too terribly hard to find. And the record store owner that I usually go to usually helps me the best I can in terms of finding out what I need. And I think I'm going to get there around 8:30 or so. That's kind of when he opens the door. He kind of the way that my record store I'm going to go to, they kind of call in ahead, like weeks in advance, kind of set up a time for you to go in. So there's no real waiting in line or anything like that. I just kind of go in the store. Sometimes he holds off some records I know I want on the side. And also, the last time I went to the record store, there was some pretty cool UK first pressings out in the used section from one of his customers that comes in and has some pretty cool Beatles records that he sells. So hopefully this time I don't miss out on like a Yellow Submarine mono first pressing this time. So I have a feeling that might be some cool stuff. I haven't been there in a while, so I'll look out for some UK first pressings along with the Power to the People EP, the Be Here Now 12-inch single, and the only thing I think I may or may not, I'm kind of on the fence on, is the Zoetrope, All Things Must Pass, because all the other Zoetrope albums seem to kind of go down in price afterwards. Let's see if I can look one of those up real quick, because they're like, I think they're like $35 when they first came out, and I think I've seen some now go for like almost like 15 or so. I'm gonna try to double check here if one wants to come up. Electronic. See if I can get one of these bigger discs to come up on Discogs. All right, there it is. Electronic Sound. Yeah, there's currently 160 copies for sale, ranging from $15. The median price is $17. Um, if I do happen to find some cool stuff, and I'd rather spend my money on some original uh, pressings of albums instead of a All Things Must Pass for $100, that one might have to wait a little bit longer, but that's okay. Um, and I was planning on going to watch the One to One concert movie film, but unfortunately there is no showings in the state of Alabama, so I missed out on One Hand Clapping and the One to One film because there was no showings in my state, unfortunately. So hopefully they come out with a physical copy at some point. So anyway, I'll stop my rambling. That was a fun trip over to South and North Carolina, and I'll try to get back to a more normal schedule. And of course, I'll show you what I got for Record Store Day, probably the day after Record Store Day. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.